Republic Light Assault Cruiser was a series of retrofits done to the Consular Class Cruisers that were used by the judicial forces of the Galactic Republic. It's unknown whether these ships were modified by CEC or by the Republic, but regardless, the basic space frame came from Corellian Engineering Corporation. There doesn't seem to be a standard modification, and so this video will talk in general terms. Regardless of the origin, though, or who made the modifications, they were still Consular Class Cruisers that now filled the role of Light Assault Cruisers. It's assumed that anything that isn't mentioned by the Star Wars wiki is the same as the Consular class. They would retain the 3 Dyne 577 engines, and in some cases they had one extra sublight engine. They were also equipped with additional communication equipment. They were armed with an unknown number of turbo lasers and an unspecified number of additional weapons, but they were armed. We know that for sure. Some seemed to retain the Salon pod, and they were also equipped with escape pods and evac pods, which were armed escape pods. These ships were used by the Galactic Republic as gunships and troop ships. Modifications could be as extensive as that of the Invincible, or as modest as a new battle pod placed on the standard Consular. This kind of modification was likely possible thanks to CEC ships being very modular in design. These ships were deployed as early as 44 BBY when they were modified to become dedicated warships for the paramilitary forces under Ranulph Tarkin. They saw service during the Stark Hyperspace War in 44 BBY. A fleet of these ships and modified CSS-1 Corellian Star Shuttles were sent to aid the Jedi Council during the Ginkori Uprising in 33 BBY. Several ships from this fleet attacked this planet that I can't pronounce, but we'll have placed on the screen now, which ultimately resolved the conflict. As the Separatist crisis escalated into what would be known as the Clone Wars, the Consulars went through the more universal and widespread Project Supercharger, which retrofitted them into the Charger C-70 frigate, which we've already talked about. They were quite powerful, but not near as powerful as the later corvettes like the CR-90, which saw boosted accuracy from turbolaser batteries. It's unknown if these assault cruisers saw service during the Clone Wars, as far as like Legends canon goes, but according to the Fall of the Republic mod for Empire at War, they did, which is good enough for me. And that's a good segue into the opinion section. First of all, in my headcanon, they totally saw service during the Clone Wars. But as far as the opinion goes, I'm not usually a fan of Star Wars comics. They tend to do a little bit too much bizarre stuff. To me, the Star Wars jumping the shark moments always happen in the comics. I mean, even in the canon ones, there's some weird stuff, like I'm not a huge fan of the Star Wars comics. There are a few that I really enjoy, but on the whole, Star Wars comics just I'm not a huge fan of. Not saying that there's anything wrong with them, of course. They're just not my cup of tea. A lot of them are just a little bit too much. But if you enjoy them, don't listen to, if you enjoy them, I'm not trying to say they're bad. Just they're not my thing. If you love them, more power to you. There are some good stories in there. I'll say that. And I've not read the comics that these ships appear in. So I don't really know a lot about it. I know that this era is really interesting, and I think this story is a really cool one. About the Republic Navy before the Clone Wars. So definitely check these comics out. I would recommend them. Even though I've never read them, I would definitely recommend them just because the era is immensely interesting. As far as the ships are concerned, I mean, yeah, they're really cool and they're really neat, but they're kind of like what happens when you take like an East Indiaman and put a bunch of guns on it and sort of kind of make it a warship, but not really. The C-70 frigate is definitely way better than these things. Not saying that these ships are bad. They're very good, considering that you're comparing them to the original Consular, which had no guns at all. So, hey, having guns is a straight upgrade to a warship. Were they effective? Sure. Would they have been effective against Separatists? Don't know about that one. I'm actually more intrigued by the CSS-1 Corellian Star Shuttle modification. I'm going to do a video on that ship as well at some point, so I'll delve more into it then, but I'm curious now. But as far as, like, do I like the ship? Yeah. It's cool. And I'm glad that they appear in Empire at War. The problem of it is, though, is that when you put ships in Empire at War, or you see this in the comic pictures as well, they say there's not a standardized version, but there were clearly some standardized variants. Because a lot of the ships look the same or very similar, and of course in Empire War, because you can't have 80 different ship types of just frigates. You got to universalize some of them. So I'm gonna say that there were probably some universal design modifications. It wasn't just like, each captain modified his ship in a way. So this is definitely a planned out thing, which is kind of neat. But it wasn't planned out enough because the C-70 had to happen. And I don't know which one I would like which one I like better, a just captain by captain basis or what they did. But I think it's neat, and I like any kind of Republic warship. Anything that gives the Republic fleet some variety, I really like. So yeah, good on the comics for this one. Quite like this design. I will be talking about some more Star Wars comic ships at some point. Don't know when. I planned out a bunch of Warships episodes, but I cover a wide range of fictional media and real life stuff, so could be a while. But yeah, I mean, cool ship, cool story. Definitely this Star Wars comic bit of lore gets a pass for me. Anyway, don't forget to check out all my social media stuff. That will most assuredly be up there by now. 2021. Far as I know, because I'm recording this in 2020, COVID-19 is still around, so everyone still be careful. If it's gone by the time you're watching this, then ignore that. But if it's not, everyone needs to be careful. Again, I'm recording this on December 28th, 2020, so it's still very much around. But who knows? Can't think of anything else. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Be nice to each other, for God's sakes, please. Just be nice, please. I know it's probably, by the time this video goes up, it's going to be getting close to January 20th. Everyone be nice. Just, everyone chill. Please. Just chill. Oh god, I've probably just by saying that started a fight in the comments. Oh well, not worried about it. I'm not gonna get involved in it. So if y'all want to fight out in the comments, go ahead. But I'm not gonna do it. But as far as anything else, can't really think of anything. Hope y'all are having a great New Year so far, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.